Hello, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. I didn't check my mic settings, so I'm hoping that I can be heard. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome. I see a few people popping in the chat, so we'll just wait a couple of minutes. Casey's here. Good morning. Listening while writing feedback. Awesome. Gwen's here. Hey, Gwen. And DW Keiko, good morning. Yes, hi Dominique, great to have you. Excited for episode 3. Great, me too. Who else is here? Hey Myra. Oh, awesome. Glad you're here. Cool. Yeah, welcome everybody to episode 3 of my online teacher show, which I'm trying to do consistently on Monday mornings at 9 o'clock. And so far, I'm trying to show up every Monday and be consistent with that. So glad that folks are joining. Ishmael says, good morning. Will this episode be saved for later? Yes, so all the shows will be on my YouTube channel. So you can go there and sometimes it doesn't show the lives right away. You have to click on live and then, or you have to click on the type of video and then click on live and you should see it. So it somehow kind of sits in there a little bit differently. So yeah, I am exhausted. I just taught 2 hours. I had, on Mondays, I have this sort of group of students that I teach in China. I've been doing it for a little while. And I do book studies with them. So I have 2 classes that just started tonight. So I'm pretty tired. And we're going to kind of keep this live fairly short. I've got a premiere video happening at 9:30. So if you would be so kind, I would love for you guys to go and watch that. It's a part 2 to my video on VIP Kit alternatives. And it had such a great response that I did another one, and I found some really neat small companies that I wanted to share in that video. So I hope that'll be interesting for folks. All right. Hey, Pam, we'll be multitasking from Indianapolis. Very good. Great stuff. Okay. So I wanted to, I put in the video description that I wanted to talk about some of the racism that VIP Kid has been kind of seeing in the last little while and kind of keep it to like a friendly discussion in the chat. I'm not going to be naming people or talking about those kinds of things, but I just feel like with my platform, I wanted to kind of talk about it and share some thoughts. And if you guys have anything to add, I would love to hear about it in the chat as well. And then we're going to look at, I've got 2 teacher businesses to show tonight or this morning. I keep saying tonight because I'm so used to talking about in my time zone. And some discount codes as well for teachers. So on these slides, I'm really trying to show a couple of online teacher businesses and feature them, sort of online teacher businesses that were created by online teachers for online teachers. And then at the end, I want to talk about some websites that you can go to find online teaching jobs. So a lot of people that follow my channel and that look to some of my videos for advice are always looking for, diversifying and looking for other companies. So stick around to the end, and I'm going to show you 3 websites that I think are really great for looking for online teaching jobs. Okay, so good. We've got 20 people in. Thank you so much for coming. Please click the like button if you are here. It really helps the channel. And please subscribe as well if you are not a subscriber. I'm very close to hitting 5,000 subscribers. I'm totally honored, and I feel so lucky to be able to talk to so many people through my videos. So really grateful for all of you for showing up and subscribing and all of that stuff. So thank you so much for doing that. If you are at my live next week, I'm thinking that I might hit 5K around then. So I would love for you to come, because the only way you will be able to win the great prizes is to be able to come. I've got about 5 or 6 prizes. I'm still confirming things. I was hoping to have it confirmed today, but I just don't, and it's been such a crazy day that I don't have it all together. But there will be some great prizes by online teachers and some great giveaways. So please come. I will announce it if it is going to be happening next Monday. Okay, so yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the VIP Kid community lately to do with racism, and I wanted to kind of bring up kind of my thoughts about things and just have a friendly discussion. And if you would like to comment, feel free to comment in the chat box. If I don't feel like featuring the comment, I may not. You know, I am recognizing that I'm live on YouTube, and I just want to kind of have a discussion about some of the things that I'm seeing while keeping it friendly. And I've written some things out just so that I don't misuse my words, because that can happen sometimes. So yeah, we've seen, you know, what's been going on in the Facebook groups, and to do with some racist comments and gestures made by some prominent teachers in the community. And I think it's really important for me on this platform to be able to talk about it, and to kind of look at other ways that we can also be looking out for it and recognizing it, not only with teachers, but also in our classrooms with our students, in the curriculum as well, you know, when we are teaching, because it exists everywhere, and staying silent about it, in my opinion, is not productive, and something that I don't want to do. I want to be vocal about it. I really don't feel qualified to talk about a lot of this stuff as a white male, but I do want to use my platform to have those discussions. So, okay, lots of people popping in. Very good. We got 25 people. Welcome. Thanks for coming. So yeah, I wanted to talk about you know, racism in general, and how I think it exists subconsciously, and it is sometimes a part of our practices subconsciously, without us even really realizing it or understanding it. And apologizing for our own racism and recognizing our own racism is really the first step. But I think what we do after that is also so important. You know, we can't apologize for whether or not we think it comments or gestures or things may have hurt someone. You know, if it was racist, then it was offensive, and we have to be, you know, accept that and address it. And we need to hold each other accountable to that as well. And I was kind of thinking about, and if you guys have any thoughts about this, you know, feel free to pop them in the chat as well. I'll look at them after I'm done. I think we see racism in the curriculum as well, and we have to be really aware of that and think about what we can do as teachers instead of just kind of brushing over it and not acknowledging it. You know, we have to look at how people of color are being represented in the curriculum. You know, are there cultural stereotypes that aren't acceptable, that don't resonate with us, that we feel are not right? And what are we doing about that when we see those things? As well, you know, I was thinking about with students, I've never had an issue with a student or a student being racist in my classroom, but I have seen it in the Facebook groups time and time again. I've seen it constantly. You know, I feel fortunate that I haven't had to deal with it, but I know it's out there. And so, you know, I pose the question to you: have you ever had a student respond inappropriately to a person of color, or make a gesture or a comment that was racist in your classroom? And what can we do about that? I know that there are committees that are formed that are in place to deal with these situations. Are we sending tickets when we see things in the curriculum that are, you know, racist or culturally insensitive, or perpetuating various stereotypes? I think when we do, it's really important that we address those. As well with other teachers, and this is kind of what's happened this week with a particular teacher. When we see something that's racist, are we justifying it or making excuses and not holding that person accountable? And I think there's also a very big difference between holding someone accountable, but also attacking them and in some cases really bullying them. So I think we do need to be really careful of that in how we deal with those situations when we see them, especially when it is to do with somebody that we respect and recognize in the community. Cindy says, I had one little kid one time respond badly to a dark-skinned character on the slide out of 3,500 classes. Yeah, definitely it is an issue. And a lot of times those kids, I think they don't know any better. They don't know the difference. They're learning it often from their parents. And so we need to educate the parents. We need to make sure that we are doing all that we can to let them know that that's not right and that's not acceptable. I think it's really important for us to send tickets, to contact the advocacy groups on Facebook and let them know when things like this type of stuff come up. So what do you guys think? What have you seen these kinds of things, and how have you dealt with it in your classes? And if you're watching the replay of this, just be thinking about your own experiences teaching for VIP Kid or any other platform, and what you've seen in the curriculum and what you've seen with your students. I think it's really important that we are all on the same page with this. Christina says, we were all different people 10 years ago, and she acknowledged it and apologized. Yep, so I think that it's really important that the individual that I'm referring to does apologize, which she has. A lot of people may not accept that apology because they feel that, it's not genuine or those kinds of things. But I think that we do need to give those people space to collect their thoughts and to come out with an appropriate response. So yeah, it was a long time ago. I know that there's discussions about that as well. And, yes, there definitely is room for forgiveness. Absolutely. I think we should treat everyone with forgiveness and to extend grace to everyone and to allow people to grow and learn from their mistakes. Alexandra says, so many times I've had kids say cross out characters, tell me that they are ugly or dirty or worse. Yeah, heartbreaking. I tell them it's not nice. Everyone is beautiful. Always follow up with a message to the LP and ticket. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Yvette says, good morning, we need to lead by example. Excellent, absolutely, for sure. Teacher Michael, so glad you're here. Yeah, I appreciate your thoughts on this subject, Tim. I struggle to know what productive action I can take. Yeah, look, I mean, try to get that comment there. I also struggle with that as well. I struggle with, knowing the correct response and how to feel about it. And I'm extending grace and forgiveness to that person and just waiting for the proper response, because I haven't quite seen that yet. But again, I don't really want to make this about a specific person. I think that we all know what's been going on in the VIP Kid community, and I've seen a lot of really awful things that are really heartbreaking this week. I'm not really one to participate in cancel culture and to, remove someone from the opportunities because of something that happened 10 years ago. I think we can all, think back to our younger years, but I think it's recognizing that it's racist and understanding what are you going to do now about it. And I think the fact that maybe it wasn't recognized that it was racist, even in 2020, I think that's really, really telling about where so many people still are on this issue and not even realizing it. Teach from Home says, I had one student innocently ask about a person in the curriculum who's Black. I just said, yes, they have black skin. I said it with a smile and moved on. And one of the things, yeah, that's awesome. One of the things that I just so appreciate about VIP Kid is that they are so diverse, in their teaching staff and welcoming to all people of color, backgrounds, and differences. And so I just think that we still have so far to go in terms of the curriculum and perceptions from our students and their families as well, and our teachers as well. There's a lot of really ugly stuff going on in the Facebook groups, and I've had to just remove myself because it's really discouraging. And, a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing is just borderline bullying, really. It's not acceptable when a teacher makes a racist comment. I absolutely agree. But it's also really important that that person is held accountable and that we allow them the opportunity to respond properly and learn and grow from it as well. I don't think holding someone accountable necessarily means, ruining their life at the same time. So what do you guys think? April says, I've been teaching online for other platforms and have not witnessed racism outright, but I'm glad that it's a topic for discussion. Yeah, it's definitely definitely a topic for discussion. And I didn't want to spend a long time on here talking about it. I just wanted to kind of bring up some of my thoughts. And I really probably could talk a lot with folks in the comments about this, but I don't want to make this about a particular person. I want to just to kind of bring this up in a general way and look at some of the things in our curriculum with students and with teachers that we need to do to hold people accountable and to educate, and to do the small things that we can do to make change. Again, I don't feel completely able to talk about this with the right words sometimes, but I am learning and growing and doing all that I can to listen to folks and to educate myself as well. I think also being overseas and not being American, I feel quite removed from it all, but it's such a part of our community right now. And I think a lot of people are hurting based on what's happened in the last week. I also brought up that there's a teacher voice, diversity, and inclusivity option in your help desk. And there are teams that are working on these kinds of issues behind the scenes. So there is definitely a way for you to reach out to VIP Kid and let them know your concerns. And the more that we do that, the louder our voices are, and the more likely change will happen. Michael says, I think being accountable is different than public shaming. I don't think public shaming of anyone doesn't bring about positive change. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I said my piece. If you want to continue the discussion in the chat, please feel free, or down below in the comments. Please keep it positive, but also, I'm always about allowing people to express themselves and to give their opinions. I think there's just a lot that people are thinking, but not really understanding how to process that have happened in the last week or so. Myra says, send a ticket. Yeah, thanks, Mara. Great advice. Okay, awesome stuff. So let's move on to the second part of the show, which I wanted to feature a couple of businesses today, and I'm going to just bring up this screen. So this is Michelle's classroom. So she reached out to me on Facebook, and she's got some really great digital printables for online English teachers. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I really want to feature a couple of online teachers that are doing things for other online teachers each week. So this is really great. She is offering a discount. Where is it? Yeah, 15% off anything if you use the code TOPTEACHER15. So you can only get the discount on her Etsy shop. And I had a look earlier, and there's just lots of great props and rewards in here. So definitely check out that. The link to her Etsy shop will be in the description of my video. Now, the other shop I wanted to feature was Bella's Branding. Now, Bella has, well, we've got chat boxes open here. I better get those out of there. We've got Bella's Branding is, she does video editing. So she reached out to me, or I think I reached out to her actually, and she does thumbnail fixes, which is kind of neat. She does things, the Get Ready to Teach package. And she doesn't have a website, but she's got a Facebook page and an Instagram, and both those will be linked below as well. She does bio copy editing as well. And she does a teacher feature. I think that's for the video teacher feature that you can put onto the VIP Kid platform or whatever platform you're working on. She does an intro video light, which is an express video makeover. And she will also help you with your intro video. So she's offering 25%, which is a really generous discount to anybody that wants to use her services. So you can check out her Facebook group. As I said, I've linked it in the description of the video here. So let me just pop out of here. I'm still figuring out StreamYard, making sure that I get it all right. Yeah, so thank you so much, Michelle and Bella, for sharing your information. You can get the discount code for both of those and the websites in the description. So feel free to check them out and show them a little bit of love. I think it's great that we can support small businesses during this time, especially online teachers that have made things for online teachers. So thanks to both of you for sharing that. Yeah, you guys are still talking. Oh, Gwen says, Tim, I used Bella's branding for my intro video. Awesome. Yep. And a shout out to Michael, because I know he's in the chat. He also does video editing as well. And one of these weeks I will pop his stuff up and so we can take a look at where you can find out about what he's offering. So he's doing some cool stuff as well. Cool. So I'm going to try to wrap this up in about 4 minutes because I have a video premiering in 4 minutes on 5 more VIP Kit alternatives. And it prompted me to think about online job search engines. Okay, so I've put 3 of them in the description of this video so you can check them out, and I'll quickly go over them. Let's pop this up again and look at 3 of them. So one of the ones I really like, if you're looking for kind of obscure online teaching jobs, or you want to filter by very specific things, eslrock.com is a great one. So lots of things there you can kind of filter, based on, you can go to the Teach Online one and kind of filter based on what country you kind of want to work in, what your hour availability is, whether you're native or non-native. So I like that aspect of it. Another one is oetjobs.com. So oetjobs.com will come up a lot when you're searching for specific companies because they rank high for a lot of online teaching companies, especially the big ones, but also the small ones. So they have a really great service where you can search for online teaching jobs and also in-person teaching jobs as well. So I would encourage you to check them out. They are very comprehensive. I mean, they have just tons and tons of companies. Of course, it's worth, looking into the individual company to make sure that they are hiring. And another one is Good Air Language. If you're kind of looking for all the online teaching jobs that are out there, this is a really good one. There's a huge list that he has created for non-native jobs and for native speaking online teaching jobs as well. So you can go to his online teaching guide and check all kinds of jobs in there for online teaching. So there really is just, he's also got a really big list here somewhere, the job list, I think it's this one, where you can look for lots and lots of online companies. There's just tons and tons of tons. So British companies, Japanese ones, South Korean ones, all kinds of online teaching jobs. So that brings me to, my video, which is premiering in 2 minutes. I would love it if you would go and check it out on my channel. And if you haven't had enough of me yet, feel free to pop over there. I will be watching it as well. And there will be a couple of online jobs that are hiring right now that I think are really good VIP Kit alternatives that I've heard of them, but I doubt that many of you have heard of them as well, unless you've been looking for really small companies with less than like 500 teachers. So they don't all pay more than VIP Kit. Most of them do. But they are definitely worth checking out. So I want to have a quick look in the chat. I'm so sorry I didn't really get to talk to most of you with the comments because I wanted to kind of move quickly through what I was going to cover. So anyway, thank you so much for coming. The first part of this really is just an open discussion. If you have thoughts about it, please put it into the comments below. Please keep it clean, respectful, and kind. And I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you're catching this in the middle and would like to watch the replay, feel free. It will be live in about 10 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm going to go over and watch the premiere. If you'd like to come watch it with me, I will see you there. Have a great day. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I can't engage with many of you in the chat, but I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.